Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody, depending on where you are and where you're watching. You are welcome to the Gifted TV show. This is our third episode of the Gifted Project. Yes, Chanisa Montgomery is your host, and I am your co-host, Florence M. Mokoro. You're welcome. So today we have an amazing guest in the house. He is someone I truly admire in the tech industry. He's doing an amazing job. Not just doing an amazing job in the tech, but he is bringing this knowledge to the younger generation, the young people, and they are doing so much with it. And we are excited to have him on the show today as our guest. So I don't know the best way to introduce him, but then when we get into the show, he's going to do a proper introduction of himself. Once again, you are welcome, and we're glad to have you here.
Mr. Mo's experience comes from years of growing business, researching and adapting to the rapid changes in new technology onslaught and global market convergence. His utmost belief in people and ideas is a factor for choosing a vocation along digital transformation, social enterprise, institutional development, and business development. Mo's have contributed to over 100 business startups and development in various sectors: information technology, education, agriculture, healthcare, real estate, manufacturing, oil and gas, FMCG, hospitality, retail and media industries across Africa and Asia. He has over 16 African countries network and business development experience to help any enterprise succeed in Africa. In 2017, he created a platform for building Next Africa technology enterprises, CodeFest International, which is reforming education and bridging industry gaps. He is the founder of the Ideapreneur, an enterprise finishing school positioned in India, Africa, and emerging markets to accelerate development. As a tech builder, he is a co-founder, executive director, WOWOW Innovations of the revolutionary Wildcard app, an ecosystem for unifying identity, access, and payment. He is the founder of STEM Teachers Empowerment Project Initiative and editor-in-chief STEM Magazine Nigeria, both are positioned to transform African talent markets in terms of local content. With a team of like-minded investors, we call it an investment club in Nigeria that seeks to promote local opportunities and educate on real estate for impact. Join us as we make welcome Mr. Mose to Gifted TV show.
Mr. Mose, you're welcome to Gifted TV show. We are glad to have you on our platform.
Thank you so much.
The first time I reached out to you, no, not then. The first time I was thinking of reaching out to you, I was like, this man is very busy. Am I sure he's going to have a chance to do this interview? But then I was hopeful and positive. I was like, let me give it a try. Let me give it a try. And today I'm excited that we are here because you are doing so much with technology. Like when I see some certain things, I'm like, in this country, I wish I can be like Mr. Mose. I'll beat so many apps, invent so many things that will change the world. But then you are doing amazing stuff, and I really want you to come on board and speak to our global audience, especially young people, because there are people that have the kind of dream you have, but then they feel that there are so many limiting factors, background, the finance, everything they could think of. But then I want it to be like a type of giving them an inspiration that they are not crazy, because there's some dreams you have, you talk to people about it, they tell you, I think it's malaria, I think there's something wrong with you. But before we get into all of that, we would like you to tell us a little bit about yourself. Definitely they must have listened to your biography, but then it sounds so different when you are seeing the person you are talking about saying something about himself. So please, we would like to hear about you. Introduce yourself to us.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you, viewers. Just we're catching up at the background, and I was telling you that I came because it's Gifted TV. So as the name is,
yeah,
I'm a social entrepreneur, and I'm privileged to have the knack to see problems.
Okay.
I started off like everyone, modest. I went to a public school. I attended a public school, both primary and secondary, and a mixed multitude. In fact, my primary school is a Muslim school. So I recite Muslim prayers. I do all of that. I do the washing and all of that, So the curiosity has just been there always. The curiosity of, okay, I read a lot. I started reading books very early. I had this uncle that always jokes with me. He said he used to come and see me reading big book. I can't tell. I don't have any thoughts about it, But what I can remember is that at 9, I had already finished the dictionary. At 9, yeah, dictionary, good for my age, good for my size, appropriate for me. I was done with it.
Wow.
Done with it, and I know those words, and I could use them because my background didn't limit me, actually. I still don't know why it didn't, because born in the ghetto, raised in the ghetto till, when I left for the university, it was just a ghetto life.
Wow.
But I decided to push myself, and I think I got that God himself, destiny, and I read books a lot. Wow. I don't read anymore. I used to read books. I read so many books. I read books up to the point of university. Even if I have exam, I'm reading something else, just something else, So that showed me the world.
Wow.
With that, I entered America. As you're reading, I'm traveling. In that book, just this narrative about that location. Before I've traveled. In my mind, I've traveled. I'm already there. So that opened me up. And I think the third thing, after God, that has been part of my early life until now and beyond, in reading, I started the culture very early, and then mentorship.
Wow.
I've always had mentor all my life, even now, and I don't have not one. I have mentor for everything.
Wow.
Yes, I have a mentor for marriage. I have a mentor for business. I have a mentor for academy. I have a mentor, spiritual mentor. Mentor has always been part of my life. That I can recall that mentorship has actually, cooked me, if I'll use the word. It has cooked me, So, and these are the things I could hold on to, that, moves me from one level to another level. And I'm grateful to God, but this is not where we want to be. We have a picture of where we want to be. So.
Wow. So it's a whole lot. You dished out so many things in a very short while. So before we move on to talking about your company and what you do, you mentioned 2 important factors that everybody, mostly young people, need to imbibe, and I really wanted to elaborate more on it. So the first one is the culture of reading. Social media is there, and when you time yourself, I'm just going to do Facebook for 10 minutes, I will go and read 10 minutes to talk to 1 hour, right? So I want to talk about the culture of reading. Like you just said that you were still in your house, but then you've traveled around the world because you were reading, right? So I wanted to talk about the culture of reading, especially to our young people, how it can help their mindset, help them see the broader picture, because especially those that have not traveled outside their city or their country, they feel the world revolves around that place. So I want you to really talk about the importance of reading and how it can change someone's vision, mindset, and probably the future.
Wow, interesting. You see, as human, there are 2 things that we make contact with.
Okay.
Or that makes us. That's nature, and then nurture. Nurturing. Okay. I think to a large extent, nurturing is like 70% of what can make a person. That's why one can be born poor and become a superstar. You can see born poor or coming out from a particular race, a kind of people, that they can never become such and such. But after a while, the person breaks out because of nurturing, because of association. Reading, it's just something that everyone has to. And for me, the greatest discovery today is the internet. And but there are too many information, but yet no information.
So many
information and yet no information. People need to know how to assess information they need, and how to process that information they need, and how to use that information they need. 2 or 3 times or 4 that I've had the opportunity of traveling, of leaving Nigeria, it's through association.
Wow.
And sometimes I meet these people online. Like I met this one online.
Wow.
You know, why people meet scammers. You know, you meet somebody that, you know, was able to take you out of your zone, to another world. You know, so when it comes to reading, one, first of all, must be desirous. You must seek information. You must be hungry. You know, you must be very hungry. And to develop that attitude, you have to first of all believe that, you know, through this act of reading, I can be better. You know, I can improve. You know, I can be all of this. I can be that and that. You know, so, and I was able to discover it early. You know, and then I got reading. Well, it may just be casual reading and reading for fun. I started reading M&B, Hadley Chase, you know, and all of those things. Those are things that fascinate us in our world, you know. And I used to pick it from my sister. She has Mills and Boone, different type. They borrow, they exchange, they do this. So I saw her doing that, and I would be reading, you know, even though it wasn't age appropriate then, you know, but before then, it now stink. And somehow, exposure did it all. So now I will want everybody listening to this to always do this. You know, once in a while, you take yourself out of where you are, like where you are a champion, you know, and go to a place where you are like the least amongst them. It kind of gives you a benchmark, helps you to measure yourself. I remember growing up, you know, church is like a place where everyone is uniform, everyone is the same, you know. So we go to this church, this Catholic church, very big. Catholic church is big, it's high and mighty, it's there. Big guys are there, big boys from oil company and their kids.
Wow.
You know, when we go there, we don't measure. I used to wonder why we don't measure. Then I'll be like, wow, these guys are big. I can't express myself well in, you know, plain English. You know, it's come and those cutting things. You know, so I was just like, these guys, what's up? You know, and it was a deliberate effort, you know, by me consciously to improve. You know, and then the mentorship come in along the way, and then before you know it, I just became a lover.
I was about to ask you about mentorship.
I read anything. I read everything. I can take a biscuit, the pack of a biscuit, and start reading it. I could read it and let me just get the address. Serious? I want to know where they produced it.
They produced this?
Yeah. You know, so that appetite, you know, became something that I had to eat. Wow. You know, and that's just where the changes started, you know, happening for me, you know, where you get to see opportunity, reading, you pick up a newspaper. I advanced and started reading newspapers, you know. At a very tender age, I'll go buy a newspaper, I'll go to a newspaper stand and read it, you know. I was like an encyclopedia.
Wow.
You know, so, and that's it. So with that, you have information, and fast forward it to information age, you know. So I was born in the 80s. Now, fast forward it to the information age where you really need information to become.
Yeah.
You know, you now see that, wow, I was like in line, preparing myself for it. So now what do I do with the internet? My phone is full of tools and opportunities and forums, and anywhere I know I can get the right information, I have it on my phone. You know, so if you're looking for any information app or anything, you know, that has knowledge in it, you know, that has connection and network in it, like LinkedIn, for example, or Fora or Reddit.com, I'm there. I'm a member.
Wow.
I'm already subscribed to it. Quora, I'm already subscribed to it. You just name them, because it's either I start early, you know, or I'm already subscribed to it. So naturally, I find myself in those places. You know, so because of that, I get those information. They come fast to me. They come early to me. Wow. You know, so reading is a culture and something that you cannot downplay it, even academic wise. If you don't read, I don't know how you attempt the exam. I just know you fail in flying colors. So I don't know how you do it. You know, so that became a part of me, and you know, That's just it. It has really been a blessing.
Okay, yeah, wow. I'm just it's a whole lot. It's a whole lot to take in. But then I want you to talk about the second part you mentioned, the place of mentorship. Now you said something when you were introducing yourself. You said you have mentor for everything. Mentor for marriage, for business, but then we have this concept of mentor as, let me just have one person that will cover everything. First of all, I want you to explain, is it possible to have a mentor one mentor that will cover all areas for you, and that is the first question. Then secondly, I want you to talk about the importance of mentorship in this time and age, where information, you go to Instagram, you go to Facebook, you go to Twitter, which is now X, you go to LinkedIn, everywhere there is information, and most of us don't even know the one that is right, the one that is wrong, and the one that is appropriate. He said it, probably it's true. So I want to talk about the importance of mentorship to our young people. Why do we need to look for mentorship? Is it necessary? Can we succeed without these people? Or should we just live our lives? After all, we are adults. If above 18, we are adults, right? So I really wanted to talk about mentorship in those two angles.
Okay. I once stumbled upon a quote that says, when the student is ready, the mentor will appear.
Okay.
That quote was so strong, so strong in me that till today, you can see it's just still fresh. They say, when the student is ready, the mentor will appear.
Yes, sir.
So it has to be the student that will be ready. The mentorship will appear. They say mentorship is everywhere. There are formal mentorship and informal mentorship. Sometimes my staff, they teach me things. I'm so inquisitive. I'm so curious. Even when I know, I still ask.
Wow.
I know it. I just ask. Or I put forward a proposition that I know is right, and I say, what do you think? We must live our lives like that, where you want to, what do you think? It's not because you need the other person's opinion, but you just want to filter and check yourself. So mentorship is key in this time, this age. In fact, I just wonder, it makes it easy. Although they say the shortcut is the shortcut is the longest route, but for me it's like a shortcut,
like to avoid so many mistakes,
to avoid so many things, be on path, be on direction, and all of that, But unfortunately, the generation that came after me, I don't know, they don't really, they feel it's a waste of time. They don't even want anybody to mirror their life. Okay, this liberality and fast forward into the information age, and ability to create yourself, form yourself. People just want to be something. Wow. They just want to become something. So I can tell that I have more mentors. I'm lucky to have more mentors than people I directly mentor.
Okay.
I feel so. Yes, a lot of people have come, they learn through me. A lot of people through my classes, my training, and they pick up things.
Yeah.
You stay with me, you just pick up things. I'm like that. Once you're with me, you're picking up those things, But direct mentorship, I'm not shy to say I have less of them than me. Like I have mentors in this. If I just look at this, I just know. And I know how to. Another thing is to know how to take it from them.
Okay.
You need to know how to take it from them. You need to be humble enough, and you need to be honest enough, okay, to be able to, be bare, meet them at the level you are. Don't assume anything. Just meet them at that level. I did this, I didn't do this, I want to do this, and that's it. So, and if you open yourself that way, you'll find out that we are all vulnerable.
Yeah.
Okay. So how do I get to choose my mentors? Of course, I can rate, I can review people's lives. When I review them, I find out that this person seems to be good in this. And I've seen him do this repeatedly, number of times. I just tick that person.
Wow.
I'll be like, wow, this guy is a CEO. This guy is a senior CEO. I want to spend more time with this guy. I would like to pick these traits, these qualities from this guy, and I found out because after doing the evaluation, I just know that the person is not 100%, But I just pick that particular one, that particular thing. I'll just stay on that one.
Wow.
I'll not go to another thing. I'll stay on that. I'll stay on that with that person. I'll stay on that, I don't want to get busted. I don't want to break my heart. I don't want to feel like, this person, after a while, I'm not, I found out that he's not doing this anymore. And that's because my expectation was too great. I put everything on that mentor, like everything about life, 360 degree of life, like on one man and one person,
Oh, wow.
So I over time, I found out that I was able to filter these things, that this person, I get this from this person, I receive this thing from this person. So I just put them in their boxes.
Wow.
And then I leave on.
Whoa. That's a whole lot to take in. So now to our question. Tell us about your journey into tech.
Interesting.
Why tech?
Okay, how did I get into tech? Let me see. Okay, I'm a fast learner, or I'm social aware. Okay, I have social intelligence. So I kind of sometimes I go above times. I live above my time. I was lucky to meet or to be part, and I was aware of .com, Y2K,
Okay.
2000. And about that time, a lot of things happened. A lot of things happened. And I think that was when email and chats, about that time they came. I had my first email in 1999.
Wow. That's many years ago.
I go to cyber cafe very young. I was in maybe SS3 thereabout. Very few persons know what I'm talking about now. Very few, but there were cyber cafes. That was the business of the day. So I have this friend in the whole ghetto thing where we are. I have like 3-4 friends who were socially aware. So we would go to cyber cafe and buy time and just be there surfing the net.
Wow.
Just surfing the net with our Hotmail and Microsoft, playing there. We look for money to go to cyber cafe. You go to read, go to chat. I remember ASL, please. There was some lingua in chatting then.
Wow.
ASL, please means age, sex, location. You'll be seeing Filipinos, white people, you'll be chatting with them, you'll be like, oh, you'll be dreaming that one day something will happen, So that's what we're using to connect, even more than the phone that eventually, became a boom after year 2000. So along the line, we started typing. We could type, because we go to the computer where you have type and all that. And fast forward, I quickly registered for a course.
Oh.
I think year 2002, I registered for NIT. NIT, they were the ones they were the name then, NIT. If you want to go to a renowned ICT or computer school, you need to go to NIT, and I think UpTech. So I registered in NIT in Apapa. Do you know that sometimes we used to trek from Maitu to Apapa for those classes? Yes, we loved it. We loved the tree. We loved the experience.
Wow.
So that was when I had the first opportunity to learn it. And then now, because I've already tasted it, I've felt it, by the time I was 17, I had a computer. I gathered money from everywhere. I bought different things. I buy this part here, memory card, I buy hard disk here, I buy this one here, I bought this one here. I was going to the university, I didn't meet up, but before the end of first year, I already had a computer. My mentor had a computer. My mentor in computer related thing had a computer.
As of that period, you already have a mentor.
Yeah, I had a mentor
line.
in this line also, though so my mentors come and they may flash away, they may fade, because I may just beat that stage.
Yeah,
and so
keep growing.
So another mentor will come into the picture again. So at that stage, that computer thing, I had somebody who had a computer. He even studied electronics in IMT. So I see him with a computer. So I say, I will have mine. Anything it will take, I will have it. So when I had a computer, I started learning many things on my own. Started experimenting stuff on my own, few things and all that. And then internet started reaching people. So I'll go to cyber cafe, listen to this, because there's no internet, home internet, like accessing internet.
Yeah.
As of 2003, I'll go to the internet to buy time. Then they do a promo. Now, this promo they do for cyber cafes is that the midnight, overnight promo will be cheaper than day.
Oh.
So I'll buy midnights so I can have like 8 hours to do research.
Wow.
To be online. Just being online. Surfing, entering anywhere you want to enter, swim, learn, play, chat, do all of it online. When you finish, you print plenty book that you take home with, So, and that was just it. So, but I just knew that we're in that age at that point, and it was at that point I could do so much on the internet, connect, learn, travel through the internet, and then from there, that was it. Throughout my university days. And I got the privilege of studying mathematics as my first degree, which is something you have to sit down. You can't study mathematics and be jumping around. You sit down and learn. So that forced me, to sit down and learn. So about that time too, I was already knowing what the world is going to, that this is going here. So I study a lot, and then I had opportunity again at some point after studying, working for a few years. I had opportunity to travel to India, and then it was when I got there that everything busted.
Wow.
That was when I saw everything, both the technology part and the business part, what they do with the technology. I saw everything, and I was like, wow. So these are the things that technology could do, So, and then I mixed up, had friends, had connection. And that's just it. That's how, I got into it.
That's it. The story should not end. The journey is just so interesting. Hello. So there are special people who want to give a huge shout out to. They are our sponsors for this episode of the Gifted TV show. So there are a couple of brands that reached out and they helped sponsor this episode of the Gifted show you are listening to. And some of them are Legacy Publication. So Legacy Publication is a publishing firm. They publish, they edit your manuscript, they ghostwrite for you, everything around writing. That's what they do. We have Legacy Consulting. They deal with consultation, website creation, logo creation, everything to brand up, to put you out there as a brand. That's what they are into. We have QuickBooks. QuickBooks, a platform for your finances, your budgeting, your tax, everything around finance, your budget. They are good into it. So you would love to use, there's a link that will be attached to this video in the comment section. You use it to download the app and check them out. They will help you keep track of your expenses and your finances and all of that. We have also Salmon Global Academy. In an academy, they have online courses you can use to grow yourself, develop yourself, different skills. They teach different skills, right? Then we have SSE, Salmon Enterprise, is a one-on-one coaching, a group coaching, depending on what you want. If you are looking into leadership, business, goal setting, happiness, and anything around that area, they are good with it. You can reach out to them to, put you through all of that. Then Elevation TV Network also is our huge sponsor, right? So you want to reach out to them. They host events, they host shows, they host programs and all of that. So you can reach out to them and take a look at what they do and also help us tell them thank you for being part of what we are doing. So, and I believe what you're doing with schools, right? Because I know of CodeFest, what you're doing with schools, letting them understand the importance of technology. And what inspired it? Was it that you feel that every Nigerian child needs to explore the this technology thing, or do you what was the inspiration behind CodeFest?
Interesting. It's an idea from God, actually.
Okay.
I was in Ethiopia at some point. Yeah, I think I was in Ethiopia, Addis Ababa. And I just my prayer time,
Okay.
I just got an idea. It came as a flash. He said, and I wrote it. I have $1 billion idea. I have $1 billion idea. I was screaming, and so it started forming from that year. I think that was in 2016, but it wasn't so clear. But I was just restless. I knew I wanted to do something. I knew I wanted to do something that has to do with people. I'm a social entrepreneur. I do things for the people.
Yeah.
Profit comes, of course, but first, I want to change things. I want to change people. I want to change the world. I want to bring a change. So first, that's my kind of person, So, and then I somehow I got to know that there are few creators in Nigeria, few developers, few innovators, and all of that. And I'm like, I found out that everything we use in technology is abroad. We still have, but just a few in Nigeria. So I saw a picture. I felt I could lead that change. I could bring a platform where 1 million creators can come out of that platform.
Wow.
I could just, after a while, 1 million, plenty people, So, and that's when the idea started. So CodeFest was birthed. It was birthed in 2017. A lot of people have been part of CodeFest one way or the other, directly and indirectly, So the mantra is every family should have an innovator. Every family
should have an innovator.
At least one. A school can have 10. A community should have like 100 at most. just have them, because these are the people that can change the world.
Okay.
Innovators are thinkers, deep thinkers.
Yeah.
So I think technology, if it's not solving problem, is not yet a technology. And if it is not scaling, if it cannot be commercialized and many people cannot come into it, it cannot duplicate it. One is to solve problem, and two is let it be everywhere. Then I think we are yet to come to that point where we will use innovation, because I see what India did with it, other countries, US, China, what they are doing with it. So the problem is still persisting here. We've not even done anything yet, just about to get started, okay? Because if we have a platform where creators come, innovators come, and all of that, and if people, the adults, are not keying into it, I feel that the children should key into it.
Yeah.
They are like bear. Just put it in them, they can catch it. So that's when we moved into Catch Them Young. We started doing Catch Them Young program in CodeFest. We got into STEM education, K-12, Catch Them Young, from kindergarten to SS3. There's a curriculum for you, to pick up the section. Yes, you can. There are things you need to be doing as you're doing it.
You have a lot of you have a lot of patience to this. Are you serious?
Yeah. As they are doing it, they will imbibe it. There are tools, there are techniques, there are methods. Where if you give them those things, they have to use it. So these things are relevant, but in our society, it's not relevant. So that's why we also do seminars to enlighten people. We go to schools, we talk to them, we teach them, we tell them, we tell them, no, you don't need to abandon your curriculum, but this can be co-curriculum.
Yeah.
Essentially, what are we doing? We're bringing the industries to classroom. Now, everything they will meet when they grow, why they can actually start doing it now. The future jobs that they will get, because there are jobs that are extinct, okay? The future jobs that they will get, very soon you won't be seeing things like Panebita. Panebita will only use his experience, and then they'll put his experience into machine, and the machine will do it. So I can, then same with Vulcanizer. My reason for doing all of these things, what really drives me is certain revelations that I get. I get a revelation like, compare the days of bicycle and the days of cars. How many jobs was created in the days of bicycle, and how many jobs was created in the days of cars? Same comparison you can give to car and jets. How many jobs should be created? We can just do the maths here. How many jobs do you create in the days of bicycle? You only have the guy selling the bicycle. He's the one that changes the spoke, and everything. Now, compare that with car. Too many jobs.
Yeah.
The guy who designed the car, the people who manufactured the car, people who manufactured the steel parts, people who manufactured the electrical parts, people who manufactured the brain box, and all of that. The programmers.
Those who sell the parts.
People who sell the parts. See how many jobs that were created. Sometimes people get afraid, like, computer. They don't know this thing. This simple thing me and you are talking about now, they don't know it. So when the car comes out, there's somebody who imports it. There's the dealer. There's a shop who puts it there. Now there is a repairer. When you say mechanic, it's not only mechanic you have. You have panel, you have electrician, you have specialists in brain box.
Wow.
See, number of jobs. I've listed
So
like
many.
16 jobs.
So many.
That's how we bring this education to people at the best so that they can open up and accept these things. Same thing, if you think about robots that you lose your job. No, you won't lose your job. New jobs will emerge. So CodeFest also stand in the gap to give people those skills. You give you those skills for these new jobs, that I imagine. Okay. So nobody says, I want to be a typist today.
No.
Okay. So there's virtual assistant.
Yeah.
There's AI.
Yeah. I was about asking you that, when you're talking about when something new comes out, it brings out new job. In 2020, though we have virtual assistant, it was not really popular then.
It wasn't.
But during the COVID in 2020, it was like there was a explode, boom. Everything. Could you believe that when someone is looking for a job now, they tell you, if it's not remote, I'm not interested.
Yeah.
Are you serious? You can't do on-site job again.
Yeah.
You understand? So the concept of COVID exploded many things, and many stuffs went digital.
Yes.
Now that it's digital, there are jobs. You can literally be in your house. You are working and earning, right? Apart from the bad guys that do cyber crime and all of that. Just the way you're saying, it has given so many people opportunity. The internet alone has given people that, like you said, from poor background, but because they have the concept, they have the idea, they could become a millionaire right from their own home, right? So there are so many explosion and so many creativity and jobs. There's so many things that have come into the picture, and I'm really, really grateful with what technology is saying. But then sometimes I feel that I don't know if we are the one abusing it over here in Nigeria, or if it's same thing in other countries around the world. But then we cannot do away with it.
Yes.
You can't do it. Just imagine, how do I put it? Just imagine there was no YouTube or streaming platforms where people around the world can listen to us. Then imagine after recording, we put it in a cassette. Then we'll have to wait bill to some to United States, some to UK. Wow. Then they'll start buying. It's no longer like that today. So in a twinkle of an eye, this particular interview could be on YouTube, could be on Elevation TV network, could be on any platform.
Absolutely.
That at the tap of a button you could listen and learn, and your life will be transformed. Absolutely. So technology is doing a really lot. I just wanted to add that to what you said based on what I've seen so far. But then I would like to drop this question before we move to the next one. What impact have these code fairs done to schools, to children? Because you mentioned that you start both from the crèche, the nursery, you teach them. Can you tell us about the impact? Is it something, have it changed a little things? Has there been any day that maybe one of your students invented something and you're excited about it? Like, talk to us about the impact.
That's interesting. I didn't mention that. You see, everything is connected. It's a connected world. As we were saying it, I'm like, oh, this is me talking about this here today.
Yeah.
I'm an innovation expert.
Okay.
Today. My PhD is on innovation management.
Wow.
How to manage
This is
innovation.
the first time I'm hearing this.
Now, interestingly, 2 months ago, just 2 months ago, a woman called me. She called me screaming, shouting, hailing, talking. He said,
wow,
my son just won $60,000 scholarship.
Oh my God.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh my word. You were the first person that put this guy coding. You guys, she's referring to CodeFest now, not me. Like, you guys are the first people to bring this guy up in coding. And this guy did not stop. From that time, this guy did not stop. So once in a while, I get those calls. You just get those calls. Somebody will just call you and say, oh, thank you so much. Do you know that XYZ He's on this. This is what he built. This is what he can do. One of the changing moments for us actually was in 2019, when we had this kid, 9-year-old boy, who builds, I think, 45 games.
45?
Yeah, 45 games. Yeah, it was all over the place.
I'm 20-something and I've not built one.
Yeah, you're coming up. The media was awash with that news. It was all over the place.
Wow.
It was all over the place. And, for me, it was a turning point for me because I was part of it.
Wow.
That was not what we set out to do, And from that moment, from that day, I knew that every child, everyone is a creator. Wow. Everyone is an artist. Because somehow it was as if we stumbled upon it. And that was just to let us know what we'll be doing for the rest of our lives, or what me personally will be doing for the rest of my life.
Wow.
Which is searching out innovators, nurturing innovators, and bringing them to the stage. Wow. Just like you brought me to this stage today. So when it happened to that guy in 2019, Basil Opara Jr., I will not forget it. The media was all over the place. As they're looking for him, they were looking for me. As they're looking for me, they were looking for CodeFest. They wanted to know who are the guys behind it. So when that guy did that, because I went through the process, how they came in, I knew the onboarding stage, how they came in. I knew when they were flats, when they knew nothing, when they were like flats. First time they were like bare. They probably don't know one line of code, or no, they don't even know the language. So I went through the process with them. I said, wow, and this happened in 5 days, just 5 days.
Are you serious?
I said no. I said this is, and before that time, I wasn't really into the kids thing. They're not my market, So, but there was something my wife said, and something I see her do. She knows how to transform kids.
Wow.
She meet a child, and before and after will not emerge. I say, she would try to show me before, after. I say, oh, really? Okay, so I said, okay. So, and while we're on that program, the goal was to turn all of them to stars.
Okay.
We didn't have all the time in the world to do that, but a couple of them, they were able to. But this child actually, blew out of the whole pack. And it was enough. I told you one innovator should come from a family.
Yeah, from a family.
So, and there were many innovators, but these guys went. It was after that. I just knew this is the way to go,
Wow. Wow. I'm just so inspired. I think if I get home, I'll just pack all my courses. I'll pack them to go to school. So, for example, now, let's say there's a parent or there is a school or organization that, listening to this interview, and probably they're situated in Nigeria. How maybe they're planning to reach out to you. How can they contact you? Okay. Because this is something I believe there's a lot of changes that will happen, because take a look at our environment, Lagos State, for example. Then whenever I leave home, sometimes I dread going out because I know it's another stress. But then there are so many problems everywhere that I know that technology can help with, especially the government. You understand? During the last election, they brought in tech, though they already have their plan or whatever it is, but then tech played a lot of role in this. So I believe there's a lot of things technology can do as a government, in the community, in every state and all of that. So if somebody is watching this interview, or organization, or even the government, how are they going to be part of this? How they want to reach out to you, they want to work with you, or they want to have their kids being mentored by you, or how do they contact you?
Okay, basically, you say CodeFest helps people. People understand that CodeFest, as the name sounds, CodeFest, it's about coding. Okay. Let me open up on CodeFest.
Okay.
CodeFest is, the code is coding. The fest is festival. To put it simple, in simplicity, is helping young people to get a voice, okay, and be seen
Yeah.
and be known in this world. Get a voice and be seen, to be on stage, something like that. Okay, so now it might be in the area of job, it might be in the area of entrepreneurship, it might be in the area of just even confidence. There's a way our programs are wrapped. Our programs they are built in such a way that if you go through the design, let me give you an instance. Somebody that goes through Harvard, what happens to the person?
Only the mindset alone.
The mindset, right? This guy went to Harvard. People start rushing. Harvard. You went to Harvard. That is exactly what we are modeling. We're not modeling Harvard, but I use that as a benchmark to let you know that we CodeFest has come to that stage where if you follow our process, if you follow our systems, what we have, you eventually become it. You become something.
Okay.
It could be your mind will be transformed. It could be you're not a creator, but then it's a career thing that you're looking at. But in your career, you become more relevant, because of the skills that have come into you and all that. So we are open. As a person, an organization carries the vision of the vision bearer. Anybody in CodeFest is like that. If you work in CodeFest, for the moment you work in CodeFest, you just find yourself that you're crazy, with ideas.
Yeah.
And you want to be trying things out.
Yeah.
Everybody that has worked in CodeFest has been like that.
Wow.
There's a spirit. It's a spirit of innovation.
I hope I get this spirit after this interview.
It's a spirit of innovation.
Wow.
You just come in contact with it, bam, and you are like that, So what we do, we've programmed ourselves in such a way that it's an academy where there's something for age 3 to 6, something from age 6 to 9, something from age 9 to 12, 12 to 15, 15 to 18, and adults. We just have something for you. We have, for bigger guys like adults, we have an e-learning where you can learn over 200 IT courses and management courses. You can learn it, But then as kids, anywhere in Nigeria, basically what we do, we have a curriculum. So what we do, we can hire an instructor, we can hire a graduate. Now, when we hire that graduate, we make them go through what we know. Okay, when we make you go through what we know, we certify you, and you can take a course or take a program anywhere. Meaning, like, we'll give you like a fellowship or make you a fellow, and with that, you can actually learn. We have people from UK, Canada, South Africa who are in our programs. They are online. They're just going through our program.
Oh, they don't need to come.
They don't even need to come to.
Virtually, they can learn.
They can just have a calendar with us, and they get learning. So basically, what we are doing currently now, we're decentralizing our location. As you know, we have a location in Lagos, and then we're setting up a campus in Ebonyi State.
Okay.
We got privileged to have a very massive campus.
Wow.
Which we want to become a CodeFest University.
Whoa, I need to clap,
so that will be a CodeFest Open University that we are currently working on. So beyond that, our program stalled a bit about last year. It stalled a bit when we were doing that transition, that migration and all. But now we are decentralizing it. If you have a venue, if you have a school, you want to have a CodeFest center, we'll gladly come and set up a CodeFest center for you. And if it's going to be virtual, of course, that's my cup of tea. We can get you in virtually. We have programs virtually, drone. We do drone programs, even virtually now. We can do drone program. You can do robotics program virtually. You just enter into the drone or enter into the robotics, and then you do everything. Like, you get your spare parts in the drone, assemble all the spare parts, online, and you wait, put it together, fly it. After flying it, go and take a physical one and fly.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So that's the beauty of it. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. I'm trying to take it in. Wow. All right. So I really don't want us to take much time, but it's a whole lot. I will really have to rewatch. I will really have to rewatch this interview again. All right. So
maybe we can do a series.
Yeah, serious, because I don't know. I don't really have the mind for techno, but I love it. I admire people who do.
You're using it. You're using it to draw right now.
See it. But I really admire people who can create these things and make it happen, right? So I want you to tell us about the program you do in India. Yeah. So I saw in your bio that you have is it like a fellowship or a center or a partnership with organization in India. Can you tell us about it?
Yeah, okay. I was privileged, because I studied in India, my postgraduate and all that, and then I also worked there. So that's connectivity for you. So we got some partners. Our early partners were from India, so I was privileged to bring them down here, some of them, and in the start of CodeFest, and even now, some of them still serve us, So we have different partners that helps us to form those ecosystem, those curriculum, those kits that we have. More like India is like a research and development, center or partners. Because when we need something, I just know whom to call. I just remember, Vinod should have this. So Vinod, how far do you guys have this? Can you supply us or can you give us a license to look at it? And that's it. So it just come in easy for us. And then after a while we stretched and started having partners in the US, and in UK.
Wow, that's beautiful. So in the process, all throughout this journey, can you tell us 3 factors that, kept you going? Because I know it's not just the passion, right? When you're passionate about something, the time will come, maybe something will happen, and you feel like, please, I'm tired. This passion should rest first. So what are the 3 factors that kept you going all through these years of building, of venturing into technology?
Interesting. I think one is vision. I had a vision, the power of vision. The power of vision. I have a vision that I can contribute. I can do my bits to the development of Africa.
Wow.
Because that's even what brought me back. Because why would I,
live there
and the opportunities I had, I remember after I finished, I had opportunities. I put a price on myself. The price I had on me, was like, okay, if I'm going to work after that is my postgraduate, I'll start from 400,000, and there were people who were ready to pay it then, but I had a vision and I knew that, yes, we could do something. So vision was part of it. And 2 is challenge. I love challenges. Naturally, if it's not challenging,
maybe run away from it.
It's not fun.
Are you serious?
I can't just wake up and there's nothing to crack. And there's nothing. And I like big ones, big problems.
Big problems? Are you serious?
I like big problems. I don't like petty, small. If it's small problem, leave it.
Are you serious?
Like in my house, I have this growing up. When it's a petty thing, I don't get involved. But if it's big, bring it. Then 3, money. Yeah, I need to make money.
Yeah,
I knew that this space, there's something for people that are working in this space. Make money, travel. I don't like it something that keeps me in a place. I like to move. I like to meet people. I like to enter into people's world, and so those are the things that keep me going.
Well, second to the last question before we go, I believe creators, those that as intelligent, because this is the extraordinary intelligence, yeah. So I believe people like that they're usually introverted. They don't like mixing with people. But at the beginning, you said you love going out, getting to socialize with people, get to meet people, and stuff like that. How did it blend? Because I feel that once you're out there, be that intelligent. Because that is actually my personal belief system.
Yeah. Okay, so interesting. How do I approach this?
How do you mix it?
How do I approach this? How do I judge myself? I'm an introvert.
Okay.
But my kind of introvert is, how do I put it? I'm an artistic introvert.
Okay.
I'm an artistic introvert. I don't enter into the room with my mouth open, but once it's time, I'll start that expression.
Okay.
Once it's time, the thing that is inside me will begin to come out, because, okay, maybe because I love adventure, I was in science class, but I did the arts courses.
You were in science class, but you did art courses.
I do debates. So I stumbled upon those things early. Maybe that's what opened me up. When I was studying my first degree in mathematics, I was creating parties. I was even event planner, organizer.
It's hard to believe.
So I don't understand. It's like I'm the introvert that is artistic.
Are you serious?
Maybe that's it. And but there's a time I get into that mood. So I can be really boring. So I could just be boring. I love to be alone. It's after I've done my goal creation, then I want to go out and express it. So but that time that I want to be alone, I want to be alone. I want to be alone for 10 days, 20 days. I want to just stay alone. And then some other time, I want to be out. I want to let people know that I've done this. I've added this to it.
Wow.
I want to be part of it. Society, actually, I want to be part of society. I want to be part of the development, the formation of society, making it better.
Wow, this is a lot of you are so talented and gifted.
Oh, really?
I wish I have half of what you have.
Really?
I would have exploded the world.
Oh my word, really?
All right. So final word, Mr. Mo, before we go. What's just give our audience last word, something to keep them going and keep them thinking. So remember this interview they watched today.
Wow, oh my. Thank you, Gifted TV, for the opportunity. Audience, friends, you see, life is in stage and levels, okay? Life is in stage and levels. And everyone you meet has a role to play.
Yeah.
Everyone you meet has a role to play. It's either they exhibit what you don't want to do, that you would never do, so you see it and learn it and know that I shouldn't do this, or they're exhibiting something that you can imbibe, something that you can take. Okay, so that's the spongy thing about life. And like I said, get yourself a mentor and be a mentor to someone, because that is how life goes. You get a mentor and be a mentor to someone, and then life just goes on. Be a life learner. You will not believe that what keeps you young is even learning. Wanting to learn, the passion for learning, keeps you excited. And of course, the internet is a university. If you haven't gone to school before, or you want to advance, you can learn anything you want to learn. Everything happens on the internet. Make good use of it. You can get married on the internet. You could do a whole lot of things. Everything you want to do. You can drive. You can learn how to drive a car. You can learn how to swim. You can learn how to cook. You can do everything on the internet. It's a university of life. Personally, I met my wife on the internet. It really shocked me. These people, they just go to internet. So everything happens. If you're not using internet, well, you're just you're abusing it, and it's like, I don't know what you have gained, So for people like us, those tools, so there are tools of life, and one of them is the internet, one is the mentorship, and one of them is people. So take that very seriously, and trust me, keep at it. I'm so happy. The faces I'm seeing here at the studio are my people, and I'm like, look at what they are doing. It's amazing. Look at what they are doing. They are also creators. And lastly, it doesn't mean you should be a tech guru for you to make it in life, for you to now achieve that your dream and all of that. Okay? No. What is very important is for you to be socially intelligent. Socially intelligent is the act of being aware. You are aware. You are just aware. You are aware of today, tomorrow. You know the things that are happening around you. You're not daft. You're not blind to it. Because if you're blind to what is happening, it will make you not to take steps. But once you are socially aware, one, you take steps, and two, you know what steps you should take. And of course, keep shooting until you become a shot, and the sky will be your limit.
Wow. Thank you so much, Mr. Mose. Thank you so much for being on set with us today.
So
we really appreciate your presence.
Thank you too for having me.
Yeah. So some other time, very, very, very soon, we are also going to come here again to talk about more amazing projects, especially when the campus you are building at Ebonyi State, when it's ready, you're still going to be on the show to talk about it.
Absolutely. And if case anybody is looking for a job, all right, and I don't give job directly, I'll give you job indirectly.
Wow. Please, if you are looking for a job, shoot out a message. See the privilege. Now, you see the importance of watching interviews. It's not only watching films. See the importance of watching interview. Yeah. So I will also drop a message whenever we upload the video. I'll drop a message to also have them reach out to you.
Yeah, thanks. You guys are doing an amazing work.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.